Hello everyone! So here is our completed action research paper entitled Effectiveness of Self-Learning Materials Used in Technical Vocational Education, Computer System Servicing Exploratory in General Mariano Alvarez Technical High School, Basis for Intervention Scheme. So yours truly, Ma'am Karen A. Manglal-lan, along with my colleagues, Ma'am Mary Grace N. Florentino, and Sir Apolinario C. Calix. Under RATIONALE, in the present situation of the Philippine educational system, educational sectors are faced with a new normal mode of education to sustain the delivery of quality instruction. Codamon 2020 also explained the concepts of distance learning delivery modalities to be used for the learners in the new normal. One of those DLDMs to be used is the modular distance learning. To be able to implement MDL, the use of self-learning materials was utilized. According to Herrick et al. 1998, SLMs are designed for independent learning and meeting learning needs. To keep abreast in the delivery of distance learning education during this new normal education setting, General Mariano Alvarez Technical High School is utilizing the modular distance learning modality. In this frame of thought, the researchers want to assess the effectiveness of SLMs used in TVE-CSS Exploratory and provide the necessary intervention scheme.
Proposed intervention, innovation, strategy. The significant findings of the study were the basis for the development of an intervention scheme planned to provide quality delivery of instruction through SLMs. Based on the findings of the study, the SLMs are found to be moderately effective in terms of being self-motivating and self-contained. Therefore, the development intervention scheme focus on these indicators. The development intervention scheme includes several activities that promote encouraging learning tasks and provide enough information to support learning of students in TVE Exploratory.
For the participants or other sources of data and information of our study, now the participants of our study were 5 TVE Computer System Servicing Exploratory teachers and 50 grade 7 students in General Mariano Alvarez Technical High School. The researchers also utilized libraries and other online sources in the conduct of our study to gather additional data and information. The study focused on the assessment of the effectiveness of self-learning materials used in TVE Computer System Servicing Exploratory in General Mariano Alvarez Technical High School for the school year 2020-2021 and the development of intervention scheme. For the data gathering methods, preliminary data gathering was done through research work to obtain background information about the study. The research instrument we used in our study was survey questionnaire. Now, due to the current pandemic situation, Google Forms were utilized in creating the final copy of the questionnaires, and after its approval, the researcher distributed the questionnaires to the respondents along with the informed consent, assent for minors, and parental consent. Now for our data analysis plan, we use quantitative research design for our study, which is associated with the use of survey questionnaires to gather data that is crucial to the findings of the research. The study we use is purposive sampling technique in selecting the respondents. Now, to interpret the data statistically, we employed statistical treatment for its sub-problem, such as mean, ranking, and t-test.
For the findings of the study, to answer the question, is there a significant difference between the assessment of the students and ICT teachers in the effectiveness of SLMs being used in TVE-CSS Exploratory? So the assessment of the respondents in the effectiveness of SLMs used in TVE-CSS Exploratory as to self-motivating and self-contained were rated 3.27 and 3.33, which were interpreted as moderately effective. On the other hand, indicators such as self-learning, self-evaluating, self-explanatory, and self-directed were rated 3.85, 3.80, 3.85, and 3.94 respectively, which were interpreted as effective. So the computed t-value of the evaluation of the respondents in the effectiveness of SLMs were less than the critical value of 1.968 at 0.05 level of significance. This implies that the difference between the variables was not significant. So, another findings of the study to answer the question, what is the mean score of students before and after the implementation of the developed intervention scheme? So, the pre-test acquired a computed mean of 16.86 and mean of 22.04 substantiate the post-test result. So, there's a remarkable increase in the mean of post-test of the respondents after the implementation of the developed intervention scheme. So, here's another findings of the study to answer the question, is there significant difference in the mean scores of students before and after the implementation of the developed intervention scheme? So, the result of the t-test on finding the significant difference in the pre-test and post-test showed a t-value of negative 8.9366 with a critical value of 1.984. Therefore, the null hypothesis was rejected, which is significant at 0.05 level. So there is a significant difference in the mean scores of students before and after the implementation of the developed intervention scheme. So for the implications, improve SLMs enhance the delivery of instruction and serve as a tool to bridge the learning gap amidst the pandemic situation. Utilization of the developed intervention scheme or plan in all TVE-CSS exploratory subjects. So improvement in the academic performance of students in TVE-CSS Exploratory under modular distance learning modality. For the conclusion, the developed intervention scheme focused on the improvement of SLMs used in TVE-CSS Exploratory in terms of being self-motivating and self-contained. A remarkable increase in the mean of post-test of the respondents after the implementation of the developed intervention scheme or plan only showed positive results in the performance of students in TVE-CSS Exploratory. So, there is a great difference between the mean scores of students before and after the implementation of the developed intervention scheme. Therefore, a significant improvement in the academic performance of grade 7 TVE-CSS Exploratory students. For the recommendations, the intervention scheme or plan can be implemented to enhance the SLMs used in TVE-CSS Exploratory. Proper monitoring and evaluation may be done by TVE-CSS Exploratory teachers to achieve its effective implementation. TVE-CSS Exploratory teachers can devise ways to further improve the delivery of the intervention scheme or plan. And similar studies may also be undertaken along the areas not covered by this study for further articulation on the issues regarding SLMs. So these are the references used in this study. And that's all. Thank you so much and God bless.